Astro ICQ Inter'Medium Physics. My name is Robert Vujovic Kohani. Pauses via cognita vari est. Only a small number of people know the path of truth. This physics is built on the cosmos illumination fundament. Physics is much more than physicists think. Matter is much more than CERN knows and can imagine. Cosmos is a completely different story from what NASA knows and can understand. Life is a far more complex definition than human consciousness can comprehend. I'm talking about the superintelligence of cosmos. In the story, I bring in the super-illumination of fundaments, the empirical epistemology of the intermedium imagination of the mind, the metaphysical top element, the medium intermedia implementation of the transcendental definition of genius, the medium of intermedial consciousness. Mind in a top element of the imagination of spirit. It is about the secret of cosmos super-illuminating media. This physics builds the spirit of a new science at a much higher level of awareness than any existing comprehension. It builds the top elements of illumination of mind through high consciousness illumination. The topic is cosmos in the top element of dimension illumination, metmedium intermedial reality of illumination of mind. Let's our story begin with this segment of a deep definition of by Lao Tzu. Born under the sky and the earth, there is something unclear but complete, quiet, empty and always the same. It can be understood as a mother of all things. I do not know its name and I call him Tao. From Wikipedia. The Tao or Tao literally means the path and in Chinese philosophy denotes the law of the universe, according to which and by some internal necessity every world's event is happening. This principle can be understood only by few individuals whose life is in harmony with the basic principles of nature. Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu and Tao philosophy are completely and absolutely interconnected in the same way as the soul and consciousness. It's the philosophy of a special depth. Buddha and Buddhism are absolutely the same, the spirit of the imagination of the very mind. They make up the very top of the illuminating consciousness of the dimensions themselves. Philosophy of the Upanishads is an inconceivable profound story. Zen Hindu philosophy and the apprehension of Brahman, the human mind cannot understand how much it is all very deep. For thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of deep-minded ascetics of high consciousness have passed through the most exalted paths of the definition of life by sacred illuminations of the path, building the spirit of their religion, in a special way. Building the material consciousness of their philosophies, searching for the secret of the truth of life. These are not ordinary religions, they are the top elementarity of deep consciousness imagination. They are the philosophies of an exceptional spirit. And this was the path of Moses, Jesus and Muhammad. For thousands of years, life has been building the most exalted truth of the human mind imagination, inconceivable by the deep illumination of the very perfection itself. And all religions have built themselves in their own way, but none of these stories has come from where I have returned, with the exception of Jesus but not the Church. All these truths are given to religions and I have been given to science. My truths have passed through the most exalted imagination of consciousness that a man ever experienced, the top imagination of the cosmic illumination of consciousness. Unlike Lao Tzu, it's not empty. I know its name, its spirit, its soul, its consciousness and imagination of the element. It is the fundament of this physics. I call it imagination of the kakyoma, in COARS physics, microphos physics of element, the super-illumination of cosmos imagination. It's the foundation of my physics. Will this physics, by its very nature, change this earthly meaning of life in the science itself and the elementary dimension of consciousness and ecclesiastical prejudices of a deep dogma and the very definition of time, earthly consciousness? And this world of extremely wrong perceptions makes somehow step into the much brighter future, remains to be seen. It was born in the spirit of cosmic events imagination. and this channel will be dealing with the most exalted element of the imagination of the cosmos and mind. I tried to get to human consciousness by writing to several addresses, but to not avail, and for that reason I have decided to start this channel. A lot of things will be toppled. My direct conflict on the topic of cosmos is going to be with CERN, and it must happen.